What's going on, guys? Sinister here, back with another Smite video, and we are covering the patch notes for patch 3.18 Rising Flames, and this is centered around the new god skin, and that is Firelord Naja. Firelord Naja now actually sounds like a man, no more confusing him with he or she. However, this is just a skin, so that's still maybe a confusion. I do apologize if you just heard my computer in the background. I'm going to actually give you a little sample of the voice pack for this. This was something I'll try to do.
How triggered are you right now?
So you can tell he actually sounds like a man. Let's see if I can get other samples.
How triggered are you right now?
No, okay, so that's the only one. The next skin is Monster Trainer Erlang Shen. Basically a ripoff of Pokemon. He's got a red hat, he looks like a grown man, Ash Ketchum, and his dog is kind of like a little lab type thing. Whenever he turns into a turtle, he becomes basically Blastoise without blast cannons. And they even joked about that. So here is a sample of the voice pack for that.
I'm all about the fair treatment of animals. I have the koala-fications.
Wow. So yeah, that just happened. Clockwork Knight Ao Kwong. He's basically like kind of a steampunk clock gears type thing. Really cool. His dragon's actually really awesome too. Little sample of the voice as well. Possibly, if it wants to work. No, okay, well the voice pack doesn't want to work for that one. And Ao Kwong does have updated masteries, and what they said in the patch notes is every time they get a new skin, a god gets a new skin, they will update those masteries if they aren't already updated. So let's say Ao Kwong gets a new skin next patch. Clearly his aren't going to be updated because they already are. But let's say Cupid gets a new skin next patch, they will then update his mastery skin. So that's something to look forward to in the future. They have your achievements for Naja, for Kronos, and Sylvanas. And updates to the Odyssey are the Monster Trainer Erlang, Clockwork, Ao Kwong, and yeah, so the new Naja skin is not part of the Odyssey. This just says Monster Trainer Erlang, Clockwork Knight Ao Kwong. There is a Smitening Bolt global emote, and Chinese recall effects, which is an Odyssey reward. So I'm not sure what that is, so that'll be very interesting. There is a fixed issue in Xingtian's Mountain where the leaderboard was not scaling properly to screen resolution, so never noticed that. That is an update. Jumping into item changes, we have some very important ones. One is to Hydra's Lambent, and I'm very excited about this because I am a primary jungler, and I'm excited for this because I like to use this on a lot of my gods, especially Susano and such like that. Hydra's Lambent has an additional passive which increases his mana per 5 by 2.5 per 10% of your missing maximum mana. So basically it helps with gods like Susano, gods like Awilix, even Fenrir, which I don't think I would go Hydra's Lambent on Fenrir, but you know, those ability based gods and assassins that are kind of mana hungry, when you use your abilities and let's say you're roaming to the next jungle camp, with Hydra's Lambent you're going to gain some of that mana back, so that'll be a very good item to have. It also increases its physical power from 30 to 40. So again, extra power, more mana, still gives you the cooldown, still gives you that passive where it procs that additional, I think, 33% on the next basic attack. So Hydra's Lambent is going to be a very popular item. The next item, which is getting nerfed, and rightfully so, is the Reinforced Greaves and the Reinforced Shoes. They were meant to be just for the support, really. You know, people were actually going to use them because they were kind of a forgotten item, and then you saw junglers in the SPL getting them, mid laners in the SPL getting them, and they were just overpowered as all can be. So the Reinforced Greaves reduces its physical power from 15 to 10, and it reduces its health from 150 to 75, so a big nerf there. The crowd control reduction goes from 30% to 20%, and the passive gets a little nerf as well. Reduces the protection's reduced from 5 per stack to 3 per stack, and it increases the maximum stack count from 5 to 6, so it takes a lot longer to get your stacks online with that. Same for the Reinforced Shoes. The health goes down from 150 to 75, crowd control from 30 to 20, and the same to the passive of the stacking. So that is going to be good to actually see. Maybe now it'll just be for the supports, hopefully. The next update is to Void Shield getting a little nerf. As you know, that's basically first rushed item with junglers now, with Erlang, anybody really. After Shoes, you get Void Shield. So it increases its cost from 990 to 1090. I guess that's like second tier item of it maybe. And 2,700 total. So Void Shield now costs 2,700 gold. and it reduces its physical protections it gives you from 50 to 40. So it's going to cost a lot more to actually get online, and you're not going to be as tanky to opposing physical junglers. Or any physical, but it's primarily to counter the jungler. Witchblade also getting a nerf. This has come into big with a lot of the, come into meta as well, same with Void Shield, especially for the junglers. And basically what it does is reduce your physical protections. They used to be at 60, are now down to 50. So they're trying to make junglers a little less tanky, I guess, with those two item nerfs, which is pretty good because those two items were a lot. It's like kind of the staple for jungling, especially Void Shield. Agni gets a little buff. His Flame Wave increased persist time of the Flame Wave from 0.5 to 1 second. So that's pretty good. Chiron gets a fix. There was, I guess, an issue where he would be revived even if he didn't get a kill in his ult sometimes. I never experienced that, but apparently that was a thing, so that is now fixed. Cupid kind of gets a rework, honestly. It's not a rework. He just gets so many updates to his abilities. It's kind of crazy. His Heart Bomb, or Love Struck, we'll go with that. Tooltip has been adjusted to accommodate for changes listed below. So his Heart Bomb, the cooldown is increased from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. However, it increases the radius of the explosion from 20 to 30. And now there is an indicator of the radius. So kind of in background gameplay, you see how Chonga's heal, it gives you an area. You can see what it affects. That's the Heart Bomb now. Once the Heart Bomb hits, it'll show a big circle around that target to where it's going to explode. You can see it, and the enemy team can see it. It's white for you, it's red for them, or like a pinkish color for them. So yeah, it'll be a lot easier to clear waves now, a bigger area, and which is going to be good. It still consumes your passive stacks, so keep that in mind. Share the Love no longer consumes Love Struck heart stacks. So if you're at max stacks and you really want to get your stun off, but your teammate needs a heal, go ahead and heal him. It's not going to consume your stacks anymore. Flutter no longer provides attack speed when you cast it. However, it provides a passive that gives you attack speed per rank every time you put a point into it. So you put 1 point into Flutter, it gives you 4% attack speed, then 8%, 12%, 16%, and 20%. So upgrading Flutter, it's gonna make you have to choose. Do you want to upgrade Share the Love second to get more heals off, or do you want to upgrade Flutter to get your attack speed passive up? Nice update, nice buff to Cupid right there. Gonna make him a little more viable. And the cooldown is reduced on his Flutter from 19 to 16 at rank 1. So, and although it used to be 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, it is now 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12. So a 3-second cooldown reduction at every rank, which is going to be nice. Fields of Love, this ability functions with Love Struck now, or it changed how it does. It now mesmerizes the enemy for 1.5 seconds when activated with less than 8 hearts. But if you have max hearts, it'll still mesmerize them at 8 seconds. Or, yeah, 8 seconds. Oh my gosh, no. 3 seconds, sorry. So, basically, your passive only affects Heart Bomb and Fields of Love now. Your heal doesn't consume that. Your 1 gets an increased radius, and your 3 gives you a passive attack speed boost now. So, that is really good. Fafnir gets a fix where his laugh wouldn't work while in Gryffindor form in his dragon. Isis gets a buff again. She was dominant earlier on, and then they nerfed her Wind Gust a little bit, and then they removed Purple Pot, and it just kind of made her forgotten about. So what they did is they increased the scaling on her Wind Gust, or her Wind Gust, by 30%, or by 10%. It used to be at 30%, now it's at 40%. But she has 4 gusts, so that's 40% total, which is going to be really, really nice. It's going to make her clear again early, and hopefully we'll see her used more often, because she was top pick, top ban before, and she just kind of fell off. And you'll see why I believe she will become top pick again. Well, a top pick later on in this patch. Izanami gets a good buff. One that actually we and a couple of my friends were saying that this is what they needed to do to make her viable. And basically her attacks now deal 75% damage going in and 25% out. So instead of 50 in, 50 out, it's now 75 in, 25 out, which is really good. Her base attack speed is also increased from 0.85 to 0.95. Her Fade Away She's now invisible to minions when she begins channeling Fade Away. So before, if you were in a situation and you know, in a fight and minions were attacking you, because that's just kind of what happens, and you would fade away, that arrow would hit you when you come out of it, and you would be exposed immediately. That's now changed to where when you start to channel it, the minions cannot see you. Nemesis, big nerf. Divine Judgment reduces its health shred from 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It is now down to 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40%. So a 10% reduction at all levels. And the slow and movement speed reduction is decreased from 25% at all ranks to 15, 15, 20, 20, and 25%. So she still has that late game carry type potential, but she's just not going to be as strong early. Naja. Windfire Wheels updated the visual presentation of the critical circles. Nothing big there. Rajin. This is where I was saying Isis is going to become a lot more viable, like she used to be. Rajin gets some big nerfs again. They keep nerfing him, and he's still strong, so hopefully this will make him a little less strong again. Reiju's damage is reduced from 80 to 260 to 60 to 220. So he gets 20, then 25, and then 30. Basically, he gets a huge nerf overall. At rank 1, it goes down by 20, and at rank 5, it goes down by 40, so not going to see Reiju destroying you. And then the scaling on the thunder damage from Thunder Crash is reduced from 40% to 20%. So again, that was the big thing. He didn't even have to use his lane clear or his ult. He would put Reiju in you and dash into you, and you just dead. Like, that's all it took. So that's changed. Through the Cosmos for Ratatasker, he will now go the proper distance when canceling this ability at maximum range, and it fixes the radius being listed incorrectly on the tooltip. Terra also getting nerfs, well deserved. I love Terra, but man, it's so annoying to play against her. She was very underrated. When she came out, everyone was kind of like, she's okay, and I was like, no, she's good. So, Crushing Earth no longer has a slow for enemies standing in between the stones. I don't know if that was necessary. That might be too much, because that was her thing. That was that crowd control. She already does have a lot of crowd control. She has 2 stuns, though, and a root, and so I don't know. Maybe that was deserved. Monolith, its root duration is decreased from 1.5 second to 1 second. And Terra's Blessing, the cooldown is increased from 90 seconds at all ranks to 110, 105, 195, and 90. So no more slowing with Crushing Earth. Root duration is decreased on Monolith, and her ultimate now takes longer. Her cooldown is increased on it, so you're not going to be able to use it as much. So big nerfs for Terra there. Nerfs for Rajin, big nerfs for Nemesis, and then you get buffs to Cupid, Izanami, and Isis. So they're trying to balance it out a little bit. We'll see how it works. We'll see how this Odyssey plays out. That is going to wrap up this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe for more updates like this. I try to do it every single patch. I also make Smite videos, as you see, a main jungler. You can check out my channel. Playlist is in the description. I also try to stream every night on Smite, so follow me on Twitch and other social media links, which are also in the description. That is going to wrap it up, guys. As always, thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you.